Hi, and welcome back to our Getting Started with SQL Source Control module. In this class, we're going to look at some of the alternative linking options available to us. And when I say alternative, we've already seen how we can connect a development database directly to our chosen source control system. But sometimes that's not what we want to do, or sometimes that option might not be available to us. So let's jump on into SQL Server Management Studio and see what other approaches we can take. Now, if I open up SQL Server Management Studio and right-click on one of our databases, remember we only source control development databases. If I click Link Database to Source Control, you'll see that we have a number of different options. So first of all on this screen, we have this link to my source control system. And this is the one that we used in the other video in the series to connect our development database directly to TFS. And we can also connect directly to Git or Subversion. But below this, we have some additional options. I'm going to take the bottom one first, because this one is really useful if you don't want to connect SQL Source Control right away to your in-house source control system. So if you're looking to just evaluate the tool, or you want to have a play around with the technology before you actually go through the process of getting it connected up to your day-to-day source control system, then this is a great option for you. What it means is that actually if I click next, this will allow us to use a evaluation repository that's automatically created for us behind the scenes within the tool. So it's no good for production use, for day-to-day real use, but for evaluation purposes, for testing stuff out, for showing the rest of your team how to use the tool, this is a great option. Now, in addition to this, we saw that we had an option to use a working folder. This is really helpful if you or your team have a particular desire to work with a source control client tool of your choice. I see this a lot when people are working with Git. Git Kraken's very popular, SourceTree is very popular, or maybe you just prefer to commit your changes using Visual Studio so that you can commit changes across both the database and the application code together. So in this case, if we choose the working folder option, all we have to do is specify a folder on disk somewhere where all of our files will be saved off to. And then we can switch into our chosen source control client tool to actually commit those changes into the repository. Now the final option available to us here that we haven't covered is this custom option. And this includes a whole bunch of different configuration files where we're able to map commands within SQL Source Control to the command line codes used to interact with particular source control systems. So you'll see here we have templates available that you can use for things like Perforce or Mercurial, but you can actually create your own version of these configuration files so that you can use SQL Source Control with any source control system of your choice. So that's really how easy it is for you to start working with SQL Source Control in a way that suits you. If you're not using one of the source control systems that are listed under that direct link option, then you've got lots and lots of other options that you can use to make sure you can still benefit from getting your database under source control. So join us for later videos in this series where we'll be looking at how we can use SQL Source Control to actually capture those changes and store them in that source control repository. Thanks very much.